All right, we had a house meeting Sunday, and one of the points of topic that came up was rage. We've got a guy in the house who I can relate to. He's temperamental, you know, kind of a bit of a short fuse, harnesses quite a bit of rage, propensity towards violence. Hasn't been anything violent in the house, but pretty close. So we've had to discuss that because, you know, obviously not acceptable, but you know, it does bring up a conversation piece, something, again, like I said, I can relate to. So here's where I'm at, you know, in my 43 years after a life of really just understanding who I am at this point, kind of assessing the history. I have been drawn towards violence, you know, loved football. Remember when I was a kid, Saturday mornings getting ready for my football games, I'd like put my pads on and pat them down and get ready like I was going to battle, and I loved every second of it. First hit I ever took in football hurt like crazy. I was a running back. I got hit by these two kids, and it knocked the wind out of me, and it freaking hurt. I remember thinking, wow, I got to protect myself better. And even though there was pain physically, I pushed through it and love the sport, love hitting, love getting hit. I wrestled, played baseball. I've always just loved hunting, shooting. You know, I wouldn't say I love fighting, but I've been in my fair share of fights growing up. And the one thing, like, I'm not afraid to stand up to bullies. I guess I'm afraid, but I do it. I always have tried to choose my battles. I've never been a bully. In fact, I won't do it, and my son and I have in-depth conversations about the difference between standing up for what's right, protecting what's yours, being a hero, being a good guy, being a bad guy, sheepdog versus sheep, you know, stuff like that. But that said, when it's time to protect myself and stand up for what's right, I'll do it, you know, and it's not like I look for that stuff, but I'm prepared, always have been. Kind of have a prepper mentality, actually, and a preparation type mentality. So I guess in short, what I'm trying to say is, like, I have embraced that I have a warrior-like mentality in a lot of areas, and that's relative. You say some people are more than me. I mean, Navy SEALs are going to have more warrior-like mentality than I do. A beta snowflake freaking, you know, UC Berkeley student with a liberal arts degree is not going to be as have a warrior mindset like I do, right? Sorry to stereotype, but that's the best I can think of. So I'm somewhere in the middle, but I've embraced it. You know, that's what I am. It's who I am. So, you know, there's a scenario that came up with my ex-wife. There was a guy, you know, this dude, like, what he stands for, I don't even know the guy. He won't even talk to me, but he's, like, raising my kid, or attempted to raise my kid, but wouldn't talk to me. Like, I reached out and said, hey, we've had some differences, you know, I don't approve of some of the infidelity and the actions that you and she participated in, but I want to know you're a good dude and that I can tell my son to respect you, because I'm not going to do that without knowing who you are and meeting face to face. And I offered to meet in a public place, and he wouldn't do it. So, like, I'm disgusted with this guy, right? Like, you know, I've had to pray for him. I've had to, like, whatever. Like, I seriously, this dude's rented so much space in my head, it's ridiculous. It's a downfall of mine, like a defect of my character, allowing this dude affect me. But that said, every time I'm with my son, I have to walk him through, you know, don't get too bonded to this guy. I don't approve of him. I don't know him. Like, he won't let me, and I think that's cowardly, right? So, point of all that is, you know, that's a scenario with me where I feel rage coming in, right? Like, I wake up, I can't tell you how many times I've woke up just pissed off at him and her, disgusted with the whole thing. But you know what I do is I harness that, and I'll go to the gym, and I'll push out an extra mile at a good pace, just thinking about how much this guy sucks, you know? And maybe that's a reflection of who I am. I don't know, like, maybe I'm projecting, but I don't think so, because I'll tell you what, if I'm raising someone else's child, if I'm dating somebody and they have kids, and so I'm taking on this kind of pseudo stepfather role, and the biological wants to get to know me and meet me, I think that's absolutely appropriate for them to do that, and I would meet with them in a heartbeat, regardless of their perspective, or, you know, if I thought they were mean or dangerous or whatever, you know, yeah, let's meet in a public place. I don't want to, you know, get into a fight unnecessarily. So if I'm scared of the guy, I might say, yeah, dude, I'll do it, but in a public place. I don't want to get into a situation that's bad for all of us or for the kids. Like, let's just let's do that. But I'm happy to let you know who so that's how I would handle it, right? This guy doesn't. I don't like it. Whether I'm right or justified, I don't know. But it pisses me off. And so what I do is I take that rage, and this is the point. I'll go to the gym and run an extra mile, or I'll lift weights. I did it in high school and junior high wrestling too. Like, I would imagine my opponent on the other side of the mat from me, and it would help push me further. So now I'm getting the physical and the spiritual and the mental benefits from the exertion of exercise by taking my rage. And sometimes, you know, it's okay to get pissed off, because when you get pissed off, I heard a very successful man say one time, sometimes the best results happen. I've actually heard this from several resources. Some of the best changes in your life, or the most profound changes, will happen when you just get tired of it and you get pissed off. And that's, so don't be ashamed of the fact that you harness anger. I think driven people oftentimes have tempers that we have to deal with. Now, that doesn't mean flying off the handle and being an emotional loose cannon is beneficial to you. I think you should take a look at, read books. I just read a book called Emotional Intelligence, right? Take a look at how an alpha male handles life versus beta males, right? An alpha male or a leader, you know, read about leadership characteristics, right? There's ways to handle things that are appropriate and effective, and there's ways that are abusive and toxic and destructive, right? And so I'm not saying because you have rage, you're going to handle every situation right. The point is, I guess at this stage in my life, I have harnessed, I understand that I have a warrior-like mentality, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm okay with that. I just make sure that I'm doing everything in my power to educate myself, make sure I'm handling situations that are, you know, I'm handling situations correctly, you know? So if I'm getting better results in the gym and pushing myself because I'm pissed off at someone else and disgusted with their choices, so I just took something bad, turned it into a positive. You know, I'm using it, I'm leveraging it. So that's the point. You know, I hope that resonates with you and sinks in. I don't know what else I can talk on that subject. I'm sure I'll think of something after this video, but hopefully that helps. All right, thanks.